Chosen one, listen to me carefully. I have an urgent and important message to share today, and this message is not for everyone. This is only for those who truly walk the divine path of God. If you are not serious about your faith, if you are here only for curiosity or entertainment, this message is not meant for you. But if you are a true follower of God, if your heart has been set apart, then I want you to know this message reached you at the exact moment it was supposed to. Nothing about this is accidental. God has been watching you closely, and today He is giving you a clear warning and a clear instruction. Chosen one, stay low till the next full moon. Do not rush. Do not reveal yourself. Do not explain what God is doing in your life. This season requires silence, wisdom, and obedience. What God is preparing for you cannot be rushed, and what He is protecting you from cannot be seen yet. If you stay with me till the end of this message, you will understand why God asked you to stay hidden, what is happening behind the scenes, and how this obedience will change your life permanently. Before we continue, chosen ones, give a like to this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, tap the bell icon, and share this message with other chosen ones who need this confirmation. And comment 777 in the comments to declare that you are aligned with God's timing and fully committed to your divine mission.
Why God is asking you to stay low right now. Chosen one, I want you to understand this clearly, and I want you to breathe while you listen. God is not asking you to stay low because you are weak. He is asking you to stay low because you are valuable. There is a difference, and many people never learn it. When heaven tells you to pull back, to speak less, to move quietly, it is not rejection. It is protection. There are seasons when God hides His strongest servants, not because they are failing, but because they are forming. Right now, your spirit is in a sensitive transition. You may feel it. Your emotions may feel heavier than usual. Your patience may feel thinner. You may feel misunderstood, isolated, or even questioned by people who once supported you. That is not random. That is the sign of a shift taking place. God knows what is forming inside of you, and He also knows who is watching. Staying low right now keeps you out of unnecessary spiritual exposure. When you are visible at the wrong time, you attract attention that you are not meant to carry yet. Not everyone clapping for you is for you. Not everyone asking questions deserves answers. Silence is not absence. Silence is strategy. There are moments when God works loudly, and there are moments when He works quietly. This is a quiet moment. Heaven is rearranging things behind the scenes. Your character is being refined. Your discernment is being sharpened. Your emotional reactions are being tested. If God allowed you to be fully visible right now, too many people would have access to you while you are still healing, still shedding, still adjusting. Chosen one, understand this. When you feel the urge to explain yourself, that is often the moment God is saying, do not speak. When you feel the urge to defend your intentions, God is saying, let me defend you. When you feel tempted to prove your worth, God is saying, your worth was never in question with me. Staying low is an act of trust. There are spiritual eyes that recognize growth before you do. There are spiritual forces that notice when God is elevating someone internally. That is why pressure increases right before clarity arrives. That is why misunderstandings happen right before breakthroughs. God is shielding you from premature battles. He is not preparing you for chaos. He is preparing you for authority. Many chosen ones make the mistake of thinking every delay is a setback. That belief creates frustration, and frustration leads to disobedience. But God's delays are deliberate. They are precise. They are calculated with love. If you rush ahead of His timing, you may still arrive, but you will arrive wounded. God would rather you arrive whole. Staying low also teaches restraint. It teaches you how to listen instead of react, how to observe instead of assume, how to wait without growing bitter. This season is strengthening your inner discipline. You are learning when to move and when to remain still. That skill will save you later when your influence is greater and the consequences of impulsive action are heavier. You may feel like your voice has been muted, like your presence has been minimized. like doors are quiet right now. Do not panic. God often silences the noise around you so you can hear him clearly. Noise confuses. Silence clarifies. Right now, heaven is fine-tuning your spiritual hearing. There is also something else you need to understand. Staying low keeps you humble, not humiliated, humble. Pride grows fastest when visibility comes before maturity. God loves you too much to expose you before you are ready to carry what comes with exposure. Attention comes with weight. Influence comes with responsibility. Authority comes with resistance. God is making sure you are steady before he places you in the open. This season is also revealing who you are without applause, who you are when no one is validating you, who you are when you are alone with God. That matters more than people realize. If your faith can survive quiet seasons, it will thrive in loud ones. If your obedience is consistent when no one is watching, it will be powerful when everyone is. Chosen one, staying low right now is not punishment. It is training. It is shelter. It is divine wisdom. God is asking you to trust what you cannot yet see, to rest where you would normally rush, to listen where you would normally speak, to stay covered until the time is right. Do not mistake stillness for stagnation. You are not stuck. You are being positioned. You are not forgotten. You are being preserved. And when this season lifts, you will look back and realize this quiet obedience saved you from unnecessary pain, confusion, and spiritual exhaustion. Stay low, not in fear, but in faith. God knows exactly what he is doing with you right now. And let me say this gently, chosen one, because you need to hear it without pressure. You are not missing anything by staying low right now. Nothing meant for you will pass you by. God does not operate on human urgency. He operates on divine precision. What looks slow to you is perfectly paced in heaven. There are conversations you are being spared from. There are confrontations God is blocking before they ever reach you. There are emotional drains that would have weakened you if you were fully exposed right now. Staying low is keeping your spirit intact. It is keeping your heart soft instead of hardened. It is keeping your mind clear instead of overwhelmed. You are learning to move without announcing, to grow without explaining, to trust without constant reassurance. That kind of faith matures you in ways success never could. Anyone can praise God when doors are open. Only the chosen learn how to rest when doors are quiet. So do not rush this season away. Do not resent it. Do not fight it. Let it do its work in you. Let God finish what he started. Because when he brings you forward again, you will not just be visible. You will be unshakable. The full moon as a spiritual checkpoint, not a myth. Chosen one, I want to slow this down with you because this part requires discernment, not fear, and wisdom, not confusion. When I speak about the full moon, I am not speaking from superstition, and I am not leading you into mythology. I am speaking about spiritual patterns that God allows as checkpoints, moments where things surface, emotions heighten, and inner pressure reveals what still needs alignment. Throughout your walk with God, you may have noticed this already. There are times when everything feels heavier for no clear reason. Your thoughts become louder. Old memories try to resurface. People act strangely toward you. Sleep feels different. Your spirit feels more alert, but also more tired. These moments are not random. They are not meant to control you, but they are meant to test you. The full moon represents exposure, completion, and evaluation. Not because it has power over God's children, but because God allows cycles in creation to reflect inner processes. Just as seasons change and tides move, there are spiritual moments where what is hidden tries to come to the surface. For chosen ones, these moments are not about danger. They are about discernment. This is why God is telling you to stay low until this phase passes. During these checkpoints, emotions can masquerade as instruction. Impulses can feel urgent. Words can feel necessary when they are not. Decisions can feel overdue when they are actually premature. God is asking you not to react during a moment that is designed to reveal, not resolve. You must understand this clearly. The enemy does not need to create chaos if he can simply push you to speak or move at the wrong time. A single reaction can undo months of discipline. A single emotional decision can complicate what God is simplifying. That is why restraint is critical right now. During these periods, people often misunderstand chosen ones the most. Not because you changed, but because light exposes insecurity in others. When your alignment deepens, it makes misalignment uncomfortable. That discomfort causes projection. Accusations, silence, distance, or strange behavior from others can increase. God is telling you not to internalize it. This is not your burden to carry. The full moon phase is also when clarity tries to arrive too early. You may feel like you suddenly understand everything and need to act immediately. Be careful. True clarity from God brings peace, not urgency. If something feels rushed, pressured, or emotionally charged, it is not time yet. God never pushes you into anxiety. He leads you into stillness. Staying low during this period protects you from misinterpreting signals. It keeps you grounded. It allows emotions to rise and fall without controlling you. You are learning how to observe yourself without being ruled by your feelings. That is spiritual maturity. Another thing you must understand is this. The full moon often reveals what is no longer meant to stay. Old attachments, outdated habits, lingering resentment, unspoken grief. These things surface not to overwhelm you, but to be released. But release does not require reaction. It requires acknowledgement. You can let go quietly. You do not need to announce your healing. Many chosen ones make the mistake of thinking every emotional surge requires expression. It does not. Some emotions are meant to pass through, not be acted on. Some thoughts are meant to be observed, not obeyed. God is teaching you mastery over your inner world. This is why silence is powerful right now. Silence allows emotions to settle instead of escalate. Silence gives God room to speak without competition. Silence prevents unnecessary entanglement with people who are not meant to walk into your next season. I want you to hear this with calm assurance. Nothing bad is coming for you. This is not a warning of harm. This is a warning of wisdom. God is saying, stay grounded, stay quiet, stay obedient, because this checkpoint is temporary. You are passing through it, not living in it. When this phase passes, the heaviness will lift, the confusion will fade, the emotional noise will quiet down. But if you act out of alignment now, you may carry consequences into the next season that were never meant to follow you. This is also a moment where discernment becomes sharper. You are learning who drains you and who restores you, who listens and who probes, who supports and who watches. Pay attention, but do not confront. Awareness is enough. God will handle separation without your interference. Chosen one, the full moon does not control you. God does. This phase does not define you, it refines you. And staying low is how you pass this checkpoint with peace instead of regret. You are not meant to fear this moment. You are meant to move through it with grace, restraint, and trust. Let emotions rise without reacting. Let thoughts come without following them. Let God lead without interruption. This is not a season to force clarity. It is a season to allow it to arrive naturally, and it will, right on time. There is also something deeply reassuring you need to understand about this moment. God already knows what is surfacing inside of you. Nothing is surprising him. The thoughts, the emotions, the restlessness, even the sudden desire to withdraw or question certain connections. God saw all of it before you did. And because he saw it, he prepared a covering. This is why staying low is so important right now. When emotions are heightened, discernment must be higher. God is not asking you to suppress what you feel. He is asking you to observe it without judgment. Let it pass through you without attaching your identity to it. You are not your emotions. You are not your temporary confusion. You are not your passing doubts. You are still chosen, still guided, still protected. Some of you are feeling an internal clearing taking place, almost like a spiritual reset. Things that once mattered no longer hold the same weight. Conversations feel draining. Certain goals feel misaligned. That is not loss. That is refinement. God is narrowing your focus so you are not scattered when the next season opens. This phase also teaches emotional authority. You are learning that peace does not come from controlling circumstances, but from mastering your responses. That lesson will serve you powerfully later. When God expands your influence, you will not be easily shaken, because you learned how to stay centered when everything inside you was being stirred. So do not resist this moment. Do not dramatize it. Do not rush to label it. Simply move through it with awareness and trust. Stay close to God. Stay gentle with yourself. Stay low. This checkpoint will pass, and when it does, you will notice something subtle but powerful. You will feel clearer, calmer, and more anchored than before. That is how you will know you moved through it correctly. Staying low does not mean you are losing. Chosen one, I need you to release a belief that quietly exhausts your spirit. The belief that if nothing is happening on the outside, then something must be wrong on the inside. That belief is not from God. It is learned from a world that measures value by noise, movement, and visibility. God does not measure progress that way. Heaven looks at growth differently. Right now, it may feel like others are moving ahead while you are standing still. You may see people being recognized, celebrated, promoted, or praised, while your own path feels quiet and uneventful. That comparison is dangerous, and God is asking you to step away from it. You are not behind. You are not delayed. You are not losing ground. You are simply in a different phase of preparation. Staying low often feels uncomfortable because it strips away external validation. It forces you to sit with who you are without applause. It reveals whether your confidence is rooted in God or in recognition. That discomfort is not meant to break you. It is meant to free you. When you no longer need constant confirmation, you become spiritually independent. That is strength. There are seasons when God builds your platform, and there are seasons when He builds you. If He is building you right now, be grateful. Platforms can be taken away. Character cannot. Influence without inner stability collapses under pressure. God refuses to elevate you in a way that would eventually harm you. You may feel like doors have slowed down or closed altogether. But hear this clearly. Some doors close not because you failed, but because you outgrew them. God removes access to environments that can no longer sustain your growth. What feels like loss is often alignment. What feels like isolation is often redirection. Chosen one, do not confuse inactivity with inefficiency. A seed does its most important work underground. No one applauds it, no one sees it, yet everything depends on what happens there. If the seed rushed to the surface before it was ready, it would die. God is not wasting this season. He is strengthening your roots. This is also a season where God recalibrates your desires. Things you once chased may no longer excite you. Goals that once felt urgent may feel distant. That is not failure. That is maturity. God is teaching you how to want what aligns with His will, not what feeds your ego. That shift protects you from chasing things that look good but cost you peace. You may also notice that your tolerance for chaos is decreasing. Loud environments feel draining. Shallow conversations feel heavy. Certain relationships feel misaligned. That is not arrogance. That is discernment developing. Staying low allows you to sense these changes without distraction. You are becoming more selective, more intentional, more aware. One of the hardest parts of this season is trusting God when there is no visible proof that anything is changing. Faith feels heavier when it is quiet. But this is where true faith forms. Faith that does not depend on immediate results. Faith that rests even when answers are delayed. That kind of faith steadies you for the long journey ahead. Let me tell you something important. God does not test you to see if you will fail. He tests you to show you what you are capable of handling. Every moment of restraint, Every time you choose patience over reaction, every time you remain obedient without reassurance, you are strengthening spiritual muscles you will need later. Staying low also teaches you how to wait without becoming bitter. Bitterness sneaks in when people believe they deserve more than they are receiving. Humility keeps your heart open. It keeps gratitude alive. It keeps resentment from taking root. God protects chosen ones from bitterness because bitterness poisons authority. There is also a hidden blessing in this season. You are learning how to be content without constant stimulation. You are discovering peace that does not depend on circumstances. That peace is rare, and once you have it, no one can take it from you. God values that more than public success. Some of you feel like you are being overlooked, but understand this. Being overlooked by people often means you are being closely watched by God. He sees your obedience. He sees your restraint. He sees your quiet endurance, and He rewards what people ignore. You are not falling behind. You are being held back on purpose. There is a difference. God sometimes slows His chosen ones down because He sees what is coming ahead. He knows the weight of what you will carry. He knows the resistance you will face. He is making sure you are steady enough to stand. Staying low also keeps you safe from unnecessary comparison. Comparison distorts perspective. It makes you question your worth. It pushes you to compete instead of align. God is not asking you to outrun anyone. He is asking you to walk in step with Him. This season may not look impressive to others, but it is powerful in heaven. Angels respond to obedience, not appearance. God responds to faithfulness, not performance. What you are doing right now matters more than you realize. You are not losing momentum. You are gaining stability. You are not being pushed aside. You are being set apart. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. Stay low without shame. Stay quiet without fear. Stay patient without doubt. Because when God lifts you, it will not be rushed, fragile, or temporary. It will be solid. It will be lasting, and it will come with peace. For now, trust this season. It is doing exactly what it was designed to do in you. I also want you to release the pressure to figure everything out right now. Clarity does not always come before movement. Sometimes it comes after obedience. God is not asking you to understand the full picture. He is asking you to trust the part you can see. And right now, what you can see is an instruction to remain grounded, patient, and quiet. You are not required to justify your season to anyone. You do not owe explanations for your pace, your silence, or your boundaries. Those who are meant to understand will understand without words. Those who demand explanations are often uncomfortable with your growth. God is teaching you how to move without approval. This season is also building resilience. When you learn how to remain steady without external reinforcement, you become unshakable when pressure increases. Later, when responsibility expands, you will not collapse under expectations because you already learned how to stand in quiet seasons. So, if today feels slow, let it be slow. If it feels uneventful, let it be uneventful. God is not in a hurry, and neither should you be. You are not being delayed. You are being refined, and refinement always happens away from the spotlight. God's warning: if you break cover too soon. Chosen one, I need to speak to you plainly here, not to frighten you, but to protect you. God's warning in this season is not loud, and it is not dramatic, but it is firm. Breaking cover too soon does not cancel your calling, but it can complicate your journey. And God, in His mercy, is trying to spare you from unnecessary struggle. When you step out before the timing is right, you expose parts of yourself that are still healing. You invite opinions you are not yet meant to carry. You engage battles you were never assigned to fight. Not every challenge is a test from God. Some challenges are the result of moving ahead of His instruction. Right now, your spirit is still tender. You are shedding old layers. You are releasing identities, expectations, and emotional patterns that no longer serve you. If you become fully visible in this state, you risk absorbing resistance that will weigh heavier than it needs to. God is not withholding exposure to frustrate you. He is withholding it to preserve you. Breaking cover often happens subtly. It looks like oversharing. It looks like explaining yourself when God said, "Be silent." It looks like reacting emotionally instead of responding spiritually. It looks like trying to prove that you are ready instead of trusting that God knows when you are ready. These small choices add up. There is also a spiritual principle you must understand. Attention amplifies whatever it touches. If you receive attention while you are still processing, still uncertain, still emotionally raw, that attention magnifies instability. God waits until your inner world is steady before allowing your outer world to expand. That is wisdom. Many chosen ones struggle here because silence feels like invisibility. And invisibility can trigger fear. Fear of being forgotten, fear of being replaced, fear of missing your moment. But your moment cannot be stolen. What God has for you does not require rushing, competing, or announcing yourself. It requires obedience. Breaking cover too soon can also reopen wounds God is actively closing. You may find yourself revisiting old conflicts, defending old decisions, or re-engaging with people God already removed. Silence seals healing. Exposure too early can undo emotional progress you did not realize you had made. God is also warning you about ego in this season. Not arrogance, but subtle ego. The ego that wants recognition for endurance. The ego that wants validation for growth. The ego that wants others to see how far you have come. God asks you to let Him validate you privately so you are not dependent on public affirmation later. Another consequence of breaking cover too soon is misalignment. You may say yes to things that look good but drain you. You may commit to paths that distract you from your true assignment. When you are quiet, God can redirect you gently. When you are loud, redirection becomes harder. Chosen one, understand this clearly. God does not punish you for impatience, but impatience carries natural consequences. It exhausts you. It clouds discernment. It creates unnecessary complexity. God's warning is an invitation to choose peace over pressure. If you feel restless right now, that is not a sign to move. It is a sign to ground yourself. Restlessness often appears right before clarity, not because you should act, but because something is shifting internally. Acting too soon interrupts that shift. God is asking you to stay under His covering a little longer, to let Him finish the work without interference, to trust that silence is not stagnation, to believe that restraint is strength. Nothing is being delayed that is meant to last. Nothing is being withheld that is meant to bless you. God's timing is not arbitrary. It is intentional. So do not break cover out of boredom. Do not break cover out of frustration. Do not break cover out of fear. Stay where God placed you until He moves you. This warning is not heavy. It is loving. It is the voice of a father saying, "Not yet, because I care about what happens to you when the time comes. Stay low a little longer. It is saving you more than you know." I also want you to understand that staying undercover does not mean shrinking yourself. It means stewarding yourself. There is a difference. God is not asking you to dim your light. He is asking you to protect it until it can shine without resistance. Light that appears too early attracts opposition before it attracts alignment. Some of you feel an inner push to speak your truth, to set the record straight, to finally be understood. But hear this carefully. Being understood by people is not more important than being aligned with God. There will be a time when your voice carries weight without effort. Right now, forcing expression will only drain you. This is also a season where God is teaching you how to say no internally, not just externally. No to thoughts that rush you. No to emotions that demand immediate action. No to spiritual impatience disguised as urgency. Discernment is not always about choosing between right and wrong. Sometimes it is about choosing between right and right timing. Breaking cover too soon can also confuse others. When people see you before you are settled, they form opinions that are hard to undo. God prefers to introduce you when your posture is stable, your message is clear, and your spirit is anchored. That way, what people see matches who you truly are. So let God manage your exposure. Let Him handle introductions. Let Him open doors when you no longer need to knock. This restraint you are practicing now is building trust between you and heaven. When God finally says move, you will move without hesitation and without regret. Until then, obedience is your protection, silence is your shelter, and patience is your power. How to move during this low season. Chosen one, now I want to bring your spirit into balance, because knowing when to stay low is only half of the instruction. The other half is understanding how to move correctly while you are low. This season is not about doing nothing. It is about doing the right things quietly, without strain, without performance, and without forcing outcomes. First, let us talk about your inner posture. God is not asking you to be tense or hyper-vigilant. He is asking you to be grounded. Grounded means you wake up without rushing your thoughts. Grounded means you do not carry tomorrow's worries into today. Grounded means you respond to life slowly enough that peace stays with you. If anxiety is leading your decisions, you are moving too fast. Prayer in this season should be simple and honest. You do not need long words or dramatic requests. God is listening to your posture more than your language. Speak to Him like someone who trusts Him, not like someone trying to convince Him. Sometimes the most powerful prayer in a low season is silence in His presence. Sit with Him. Let your spirit settle. Let answers arrive without demand. You are also being asked to protect your energy. Not everyone deserves access to you right now. This does not mean cutting people off harshly. It means choosing where you invest emotionally. Some conversations drain you because they pull you back into old versions of yourself. Pay attention to how you feel after interactions. God often guides through peace or its absence. Rest is also part of obedience right now. Many chosen ones struggle here because they equate rest with laziness. That belief is false. Rest restores clarity. Rest recalibrates your nervous system. Rest allows God to work without interference. If you feel tired more easily, do not judge yourself. Your spirit is processing change. Honor that. During this low season, avoid oversharing. You do not need to explain what God is doing in your life. Some things are sacred before they are spoken. When you share too early, you invite opinions into processes God meant to complete privately. Silence keeps things pure. Pay attention to discipline, not pressure. Discipline looks like consistency without anxiety. Small routines, simple commitments, gentle structure. Pressure demands outcomes. Discipline builds stability. God is teaching you how to move steadily instead of intensely. That steadiness will carry you further than bursts of effort ever could. Emotionally, allow feelings to rise without acting on them. Not every emotion is an instruction. Some are signals, some are residue, some are passing waves. You do not need to fix every feeling. Let them move through you. Observe them without judgment. This is how emotional authority forms. Also, resist the urge to seek constant signs. God is not hiding from you. Overseeking often comes from fear, not faith. Trust that if God needs to redirect you, He will do so clearly. Your responsibility is to remain available, not anxious. Keep your environment clean and calm. Chaos around you amplifies chaos within you. Simple order supports mental peace. Even small acts of organization can restore a sense of control and grounding. God often speaks more clearly in calm spaces. Limit exposure to noise. Too much information, too many opinions, too many voices dilute discernment. Choose what you allow into your mind carefully. This is a season to listen more than consume. Gratitude is also essential right now. Not forced positivity, but quiet appreciation. Gratitude keeps your heart soft. It prevents resentment from taking root. Even acknowledging small blessings steadies your spirit. You are also being taught how to wait without withdrawing from life. Stay engaged, but not entangled. Be present, but not reactive. Serve where you are, but do not overextend yourself. Balance is key. Understand this clearly. God is not testing how much you can endure. He is teaching you how to live in alignment. Alignment feels lighter than striving. If something feels heavy, pause. Ask God before pushing forward. What changes after the next full moon? Chosen one, I want you to listen to this part with a calm heart, because what comes after this phase is not loud, sudden, or dramatic. It is subtle, and subtle shifts are the ones that last. God does not always announce change. Sometimes He allows you to feel it before you see it. After this full moon passes, the first thing that changes is not your circumstances. It is your inner clarity. The mental fog begins to thin. The emotional heaviness starts to lift. Thoughts that felt tangled begin to organize themselves naturally. You will not have to force understanding. It will arrive quietly, like breath returning after tension. You may notice that certain urges simply lose their power. The urge to explain yourself fades. The urge to react softens. The urge to prove anything dissolves. That is how you know alignment has returned. Peace does not rush you. It steadies you. When God realigns you internally, external pressure loses its grip. Another shift you may feel is emotional neutrality. Things that once triggered you no longer pull the same response. This is not because you stopped caring. It is because you stopped carrying what was never yours. Detachment without bitterness is a sign of healing. God teaches chosen ones how to stay compassionate without being consumed. Your discernment will also sharpen, not in a dramatic way, but in a quiet certainty. You will know what deserves your energy and what does not. Decisions will feel simpler. You will not overthink as much. When something is not aligned, your spirit will feel it immediately, without explanation. After this phase, conversations may change. Some people may reach out unexpectedly. Others may fade further into the background. Do not analyze it too deeply. God rearranges relationships without asking for your permission. Trust His adjustments. Those who belong in your next season will connect without effort. You may also notice a renewed sense of motivation, but it will feel different than before. It will not be fueled by urgency or pressure. It will be grounded, purpose-driven, calm. This is important. God is teaching you how to move from peace instead of stress. That kind of motivation is sustainable. Do not expect instant visibility. That is not what this shift is about. This is about readiness. God restores momentum internally before He releases it externally. If He gave you exposure before this clarity settled, it would distract you. Now you are becoming stable enough to handle what comes next. You may receive insights during quiet moments, in prayer, during rest, while doing ordinary things. God often speaks when you are not straining to hear Him. Pay attention, but do not rush to act. Let understanding settle before movement follows. Another sign of this shift is acceptance. Not resignation, but peace with where you are. You stop fighting the present moment. You stop questioning every delay. You trust that what is unfolding is intentional. That trust lightens your emotional load more than you realize. You may also feel less attached to outcomes. That is freedom. When you stop gripping results, you move with clarity instead of desperation. God trusts people who can hold vision without anxiety. You are learning how to do that now. Physically, you may feel more rested. Sleep improves. Tension eases. Your body responds to inner peace. The nervous system calms when it no longer senses constant urgency. This is part of healing, not coincidence. Do not be surprised if God asks you to take small steps after this phase. Nothing dramatic, simple obedience, gentle movement. These steps may not look impressive to others, but they will feel right to you. That is alignment. Also understand this. Passing this phase does not mean challenges disappear. It means you handle them differently, with clarity instead of confusion, with calm instead of reaction, with trust instead of fear. That is the real shift. God does not rush chosen ones into the next season. He walks them in steadily. He values longevity over speed. He values peace over applause. So when this full moon passes, do not look for fireworks. Look for quiet strength. Look for emotional stability. Look for clear discernment. Look for a steady heart. Those are the signs that you stayed low correctly. And because you did, what comes next will not overwhelm you. It will meet you where you are prepared. Stay attentive, but relaxed. God is not finished. He is simply transitioning you gently into what comes next. There is also a subtle confidence that begins to return after this phase. Not the loud kind that seeks validation, but a quiet assurance that you are where you are supposed to be. You stop questioning every choice. You stop replaying conversations. You stop second-guessing your instincts. That inner stability is not accidental. It is the result of obedience. You may find that your relationship with God feels more natural again. Prayer flows without effort. Trust feels easier. You are no longer trying to force closeness. You simply rest in it. That is intimacy. That is what happens when striving gives way to alignment. After this checkpoint, God may also restore your sense of direction. Not necessarily a full blueprint, but enough light for the next step. And that is all you ever need. God rarely shows the entire path at once. He gives just enough clarity to keep you dependent on Him, not on certainty. You might also feel less compelled to explain yourself to people. Silence no longer feels uncomfortable. You are content letting God speak through results rather than words. That restraint will serve you later when your actions carry more weight than your explanations ever could. Emotionally, you may notice that old wounds feel distant, not erased, but no longer painful. That is healing taking root. When memories lose their emotional charge, it means you are no longer living from them. You have moved forward. This shift also brings renewed trust in timing. You stop measuring progress by how fast things happen. You start measuring it by how peaceful you feel while waiting. That change in perspective is maturity. If God begins to open doors slowly after this phase, do not rush through them. Walk in with the same grounded posture you developed while staying low. That posture will protect you from burnout and misalignment. So when you feel lighter, calmer, and more centered, do not dismiss it. That is the sign that this phase has done its work. You passed the checkpoint. And because you did, what unfolds next will feel supportive instead of overwhelming. Remain steady, remain humble, remain aligned. God is leading you forward one peaceful step at a time. Conclusion. Your silence is your shield. Chosen one, I want you to rest in this truth as we close. Your silence right now is not weakness, it is your shield. God has you covered even when it feels quiet, even when it feels slow, even when it feels unseen. You are not being ignored, you are being protected. Staying low in this season is obedience, not fear. It is wisdom, not hesitation. God sees what you cannot yet see, and He is positioning you with care. Every moment you chose patience over reaction, every moment you chose trust over urgency, you strengthened something within you that cannot be shaken later. Do not let the world rush you. Do not let emotions pressure you. Do not let comparison confuse you. You are exactly where you need to be. God has not lost track of you. He has not forgotten your prayers. He has not delayed your purpose. He is refining it. When the time comes for you to move, you will not have to force it. Doors will open naturally. Words will come easily. Steps will feel clear. Until then, your assignment is simple. Stay grounded, stay faithful, stay low. Carry this peace with you. Let it settle your mind. Let it calm your heart. Let it remind you that God's timing is always kinder than our impatience. What is coming will meet you prepared, not exhausted. Before you go, chosen ones, if this message spoke to your spirit, give a like to this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, tap the bell icon, and share this message with another chosen one who needs this reassurance. and comment 777 in the comments to declare that you are aligned, protected, and trusting God's timing. Remain still, remain faithful. God is with you, and He is leading you safely forward.